Hello everyone. If you've been to Tekken Reddit in the last week or so, there are basically two kinds of posts right now. There's Crayola-ass fan art of Reina, and then there's memes about the fact that Namco lied when they said we were going to have weekly trailers starting at that championship event that they did leading up to Tekken 8. There was no trailer last week. For some reason, people seemed convinced that it was going to be Yoshimitsu. But nothing happened. But we've had a trailer for this week. It, I guess, dropped less than an hour ago, and it's Leo, which is really cool because I think, with the exception of Lars, it's the first time we've seen a character with gameplay in this game that I have some experience using and really want to use in the new game. So I'm not only going to watch the trailer, I also want to break it down a little bit, talk about the moves so we can understand, based on what little we see in the trailer, how the character is changing. So I've watched it one time already. It was really interesting. This is going to be my second viewing. Let's go and see what we can learn. Yeah, the lady screams. I think the biggest nerf that we've seen to Leo in this trailer so far is the fact that I usually say she, to each their own, seems to be speaking a lot more German in this game, and as somebody who loves language and thinks it's the most amazing thing on earth, German is very awkward to listen to, but there you go. Seems to be a little bit of a bulge in the pants right there. I'm not sure if Namco are canonically giving Leo a gender right here. It could just be, the light playing on the jeans in some way. Leo might have something in her pocket right here. I guess we're going to have to wait and see in the lore what's going to be happening in the pants department. But let's look at the moves. Okay, so right away it's super interesting, right? So what we have right here is forward 2, which is an important move for Leo right now. It's a long-range fast punisher and pickup tool that you use in combos. Right here, it has a completely new extension that we've never seen before. It looks like it's forward 2, 4, right? You have the spin kick right here. The animation of the spin kick seems to be borrowed from the 4-hit jab string that Leo uses currently. So that's completely new and is going to be like a long-range punisher, maybe really good for hop kicks and stuff like that. You'd probably still have forward 2-2. But then this goes straight into crouch dash off of that move. So you have a punisher into a crouch dash mix-up pretty much, which is potentially very powerful. The kind of thing that really works in Tekken these days. You want to get like, fast stuff and punishment, and then you want to, cascade or rotate mix-ups on people. So Leo goes from that straight into crouch dash 2-1, which is this 2-hit string right here. Very, very good currently in the game. It's mid-mid. And safe on block, so it's something that you can fish for hits with. You can also use it for a mix-up tool when you're going into crouch dash. It currently has counter hit properties on the first and second hit. I think what they're showing right here is Leo getting a counter hit on the second one. What you would normally do in Tekken 7 right now is probably 4-4-3 hold down Bokoku 2 for a big chunk of guaranteed damage, sort of slightly less than a standard combo. But Leo does something completely different here. Goes into manual Bokuho, right? And from manual Bokuho does a completely new armor move that we've never seen before. Now it looks to me like Jin is either staying grounded here or trying to get up. If this is a ground hitting move, that's going to be really, really great. I think it's a little bit difficult to tell here if Jin gets hit because he's trying to get up. But then Leo scores the down 3+4 stomp. There's a hit spark now, which is kind of cool. Maybe that means that they've improved the damage. Maybe it does currently. I don't remember. But if that's guaranteed, this is big, big damage. So they're basically showing you, we're giving you new Punisher into new crouch dash transition into completely new Bokuho armor move that's potentially going to be very, very good for Oki and might even give you a guaranteed stomp for big damage. It means that armor move is going to be quite important and powerful when people are trying to challenge your Bokuho stance and mix-up, right? It means that they might have to respect it not only when you're transitioning into it with advantage, but also when you're transitioning into it on block, right? Because you might armor through and get this big stomp and everything. Whether or not the move is like completely fantastic, I think is going to come down to safety. I don't think it's going to be launch punishable. I think that would be too much, but maybe minus 12, minus 13 would be really good. It will depend slightly on the impact speed as well, which we don't have quite yet. But yeah, it looks really good. It's cool. So when they're showing you a blocked hop kick, this means that they want to show you punishment, right? Because it's like a category of move that is famously punishable almost universally. So Leo's going to do 1-4 right here, which is the go-to 10-frame block punisher for Leo and has been for a really long time. It's currently really quite good in 7. I think Leo has fantastic jab range. Leo isn't known for jab range because she's not really known for anything, because not a lot of people play her. It's not a popular character, but like Bob is known for jab range, but Leo's is way better on that one jab. So this 1-4 is extremely solid right now. I think it's like 24 damage and a bit of plus frames. But here, you can tell that the move is actually going straight into King K knee, which is a mix-up stance. Again, it's the sort of thing that really works and is powerful in Tekken right now. 10-frame block punisher into like mix-up stance didn't used to exist that often. It was like something that Namco were kind of cagey and careful about putting in the game because it's very aggressive and potentially very powerful. But now everything is about being like overpowered and aggressive. So we've seen a power creep across Tekken 7 until now, where more and more characters are getting straight up advantage and mix-up stance off of like 10 frames and small punishers. So yeah. I'm not sure I love the direction the game is going right there, but it's definitely going to be very, very good. So the 1-4 gets King K. Now for the King K mix-up, right, and this is important, it hasn't been fantastic. Mainly the stance is good because you can get really, really good frames when you go into it. You can do combo stuff and like trick people with it, and you can also cancel it into a crouch dash and trick them with that. But I don't think the low has been fantastic, the little toe stomp. But check this out. Completely new King K low right here. When you've played Tekken for like long enough, you start to develop a sixth sense for when something's probably going to be a counter hit move. You can kind of sense it in the animation. This to me looks like it's gonna have counter hit properties. Could obviously be wrong, but if it does, that's going to be very, very good. So not only do you have a really decent range, cool looking low that looks like it might track to one side as well, and it looks like it has high crush. But it might also give you stuff on counter hit, right? So this is very good. It's an improvement to the King K stance, and we know now that we're going to be transitioning into that stance more, using it specifically for mix-ups, right? So it's a buff to the mix-up, provided that this low is really good, but I think it might be. All right, really interesting again. So what you're seeing right here is the new King K low, the kick right there, can actually transition directly into crouch dash. I'm guessing by holding down forward after the move impacts, right? See that right there? And then into the crouch dash. And then from crouch dash here, Leo's doing while standing 4. It's good to know that that's still in the game because it's currently the best while standing 11 frame block punisher in the game, pretty much. Huge damage. Like a specialty of Leo's is punishing small lows really, really hard. So if you're good at blocking lows and like reading your opponent, it might be a character that you excel with. But instead of finishing the string after the while standing 4 or the crouch dash 4, but they're the same move right now because you don't have a crouch dash 4. And in those cases in Tekken, when you're in a crouch dash and there's no input mapped to the crouch dash, for the button that you're pressing, it goes to the while standing move list instead. You can also force the while standing move list out by not hitting the forward input when you do your crouch dash input to begin with. So if you just go down forward, that's like, you know, another video. We're gonna have to explain this if I ever do guide content on Leo, but it's kind of important in a couple of characters like Master Raven, for example. But instead of finishing the string while standing 4 and then just manually ducks looking for highs, finds them though. Jin does his very overpowered like 10 frame that he also has. And from while standing here, also really interesting, right, that they're showing you the key charge. So the animation of the move we're seeing right here is the animation of up forward 1-2. Which is a 13 frame block punisher for Leo. That's really quite powerful, and it does have this option of doing the elbows and key charging after. like a gimmick that Leo has, and that they've never really implemented in a way where it's super useful. It's very kind of risky, and most people don't use it all that much. I think it would be really, really cool if this was like a gimmick for the character that they developed and did something with in a way that's balanced and interesting. Because if you look back at character design in Tekken, a problem we've had, I think, a bit is homogenization, where characters feel very similar in a lot of ways. But now I feel like more of them are developing kind of their own little like gimmicks and things. Like Zaffian has a big purple hand. What's going to be happening with that? How's that changing in the new game? You know, Brian has this thing where he can like get all red and veiny and sweaty, just like the shitty people who play and get when you block their snake edges, right? So maybe they can do something with this key charge for Leo. We see a little bit in the trailer. Now for the animation, like I said, it's up forward 1-2 from full crouch, which might look like a new while standing block punisher for 13. The thing is, they don't really have to change the input here. They might have, because they want to make the game easier to like play in almost every way. But up forward inputs cancel crouch in this game, and it's why when you're playing like Elisa, who has a shitty while standing launcher, or Miguel, who has a shitty while standing launcher, you can actually duck and then do a hop kick for your punish, because the up forward is going to cancel the crouch, and so you can use it like a 15 frame from while standing, right? So maybe that's what's happening here. I don't know why they would show specifically the duck otherwise, but you know. Get the key charge, and they don't show anything happening with the key charge. Now this move that connects right here is down forward 2. It's Leo's like most prolific move, more or less, especially since it was buffed in Tekken 7 to where it launches crouchers now. But it's one of those punishable but very long range, very powerful down forward 2s. Kind of falls a little bit in the same category as Jack's input. Not quite that prolific, but really, really good, and kind of difficult to punish for the range. So the other thing, apart from these like key charge gimmicks, what I really want to see for Leo in the new game is an improved and powerful combo package. Leo probably had the least power crept combo package of any character in Tekken 7. So when you played Leo in the arcade for T7 like 10 years ago now, you did the exact same combo that you're doing optimally off of like hop kick and down for 2 right now. All the other characters have all these new crazy moves, and the damage numbers have migrated from like 57 to like 67 to like 70 plus, right? But Leo's still doing like, you know, 60s and the same combo. Even though you have new tools, they haven't really improved the combos in a big way. You've mainly got new wall combos. So after the launch here, we're obviously going to see what's going to be happening with the combo package a little bit, which is interesting. All right. I know the Leo players who are like catching what's happening right there are getting excited right now. So first of all, this is a spin move that you have currently. It's not used that much. You can use it canceling a full crouch or a roll dash or a crouch dash into it, but it's up forward, I think 2-1. So spinning right away with that right here. And then right here, this is back 4-1 plus 2, which is a semi-hit confirmable wall bounce string that you have right now. Very powerful if you're able to hit confirm it in T7. I personally haven't tried to do it. I've heard that some people can, but it is currently cancelable. But what Leo's doing right here is, instead of canceling it into nothing, it goes into King K knee and picks the opponent up, meaning that it's probably going to be like a great combo tool for stuff, right? And then King K knee obviously cascades into crouch dash if you just hold down forward. So spin right away, back 4, maybe back 4 cancel 4, or just back 4-4, who knows. Kind of looks like Bob's down 2-3, which is like one of his main combo tools. And then a new combo ender. So the ender here after the crouch dash, or from the crouch dash, it's the crouch dash 2 that we saw in the first clip of the trailer, but with a new extension. I'm guessing this is crouch dash 2-4. Looks like it's going to be a good high damage ender. What's really cool about this is you tend to end combos with a crouch dash with Leo, currently with 1+2 is the shoulder for damage. But with this, you have like 2 hits, probably some more damage, but it's really long range. You know, it's going to be effective at the end of a combo if you spin late. Looks like it might, you know, break walls and stuff like that as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is the new go-to combo ender for the character. Alright, so here you're seeing the while standing 1+2, which is the same as crouch dash 1+2. It's a 13 frame while standing block punisher and wall bounce move that is very good, but launch punishable, so not used all that often because it's risky, right? But potentially quite good. Massive range. This is going into the key charge right here, and this is, as far as I know, not something that Leo does right now. You can charge after like forward forward 2, up forward 1-2, but I don't think after this. So this is new, and maybe is like them showing that you are incentivized to use the crouch dash or the key charge gimmick more in this game, for example by charging after a punish, right? And then I think we see Jin move or duck right here. I think they made him duck because they wanted to show this move off, but it's back 3-2-1. So back 3-2 is a little mid string that you don't really use that much. But if you have key charge, you can do this final giant blue spark hit. The one right there. And that whole thing is natural. So Leo's key charged and you know, is in big danger. But if you make the opponent crouch and make them eat a mid, you're going to get this like massive chunk, right? And they place this at the wall to make it look even cooler. This is a fantastic change right here. So what happens after the balcony break right here is the old iconic back 1-4, they pretty much had to show it for Leo, right? Then this 1+2 right here is a move they implemented kind of like a sort of wonky mix-up tool, but wall combo for Leo. But people don't really use it for the wall combo because she has better options. So making it a spin move I think makes a lot of sense. It's going to tie the room together a little bit more, like a nice rug in terms of the combos, right? So great change right there. And then a new ender here again. Looks like up forward 2 or up forward 1-4. So it's a new extension to that spin move that we saw earlier, I think. This doesn't exist currently. I love the little landing, looking more dynamic in the fact that characters move a bit more kinetically and naturally on the stage. Tekken 8 is definitely a good looking game. Okay, so we got jiggle physics and a bit of like fluff right here. It's a more unfortunate German, but you know. The unfortunate German is just something that we're going to have to deal with in Tekken 8, the same way we're going to have to deal with Azucena in Tekken 8, you know. And as somebody who has some martial arts experience, just want to teach you guys something. If somebody is doing a jumping kick with surprisingly good form and their entire body weight is behind it, what you definitely want to do is block it with your wrist, because this is the strongest part of the body and it cannot break. And then just swat them away, because that's easy to do. Okay. So we've got Leo's Falling Leaf right here. I'm hoping that what we're seeing right here is a counter hit, so that this isn't just a straight up snake edge, because then it's going to be crazy. But I think it's a counter hit, so it's kind of fine that this counter hit launches, but because the string is committal anyway, and you wouldn't really fish for counter hits with this, because it's still going to be a launch punishable, and so even though the potential reward is quite big, you'd rather just commit to the guaranteed hit that you get after. And then a spin move right there. Activates heat with universal heat engage. And then the triple shoulder. That's back forward 1+2, 1+2, quarter circle forward 1+2, I think. Haven't used it in a long time, but also like an iconic cool Leo move. So it's great that that's still in. Might be a good wall combo or a combo ender. It currently is. Here they're showing you that you in fact still get your while standing 4 1+2 guaranteed after a counter hit crouch dash 1. A huge chunk of damage. It's like 55 or something in the game right now. So they're kind of saying like, oh, you still have this. You can see the counter hit right there. This whole thing is guaranteed. Not only is it guaranteed, but the while standing launcher, which again is one of the best in the game, will activate heat for you. It's a heat engager. So now we're going to see some heat gimmicks, right? This right here is Leo's heat crash then, obviously. Just a big little cinematic string that you can use for like an ender. to spend your heat. They're also showing you that you still get guaranteed. This is down 4-2 plus 3. After this, currently you can get a completely guaranteed back to 1 plus 2. So great counter hit lows. They're showing you like stuff you can get off of counter hit lows right now. So this string is guaranteed right there. Used to be your main bound move back in the day. But this also heat engages, as you can tell. Another 4-2 right here. It's 4-2-4, so it's the new string that we saw at the very beginning of the trailer, but now it's going into this probably heat powered, like really long string with a bunch of stuff in it. Back into King K, back into the new King K low that we also saw at the beginning of the trailer. And it looks as though it's giving you a bunch of guaranteed damage on hit when you are in heat and you have King K. The King K mix-up is better because you have a better low in it, but kind of similar to how Lars can force his silent mix-up and his new mix-up from his new stance when he's in heat. Leo can kind of do the same thing. So you want to be in King K, and then if you get the low, you get a big boom boom like a mid. That's what it looks like to me anyway, right? Yeah, because he's blocking all this. So you're stacking like some chip damage here from Bokoku up into King K. King K low hits, and then the rest of that looks guaranteed. Maybe it's actually a string that is connecting to the low. It looks like that when I look at it now. So I think it might be just an extension to the low that you can do specifically in heat, right? This right here is the new little combo ender that we saw at the in the combo that ended the balcony break earlier, right? You recognize this? And you can use that for a heat dash, so it might be really good for creating long wall carry combos. This is completely new. Looks like it's going to be back 1 plus 2. So you don't have to go into King K off of back 1. And then it looks like that is transitioning into Bokoku. Yeah, Bokoku, and then Bokoku 1-2. So they've turned Bokoku 1-2 into a spin move, which is kind of a cool idea as well. Bokoku 1-2 is not used a whole lot right now. It gives you guaranteed 4-2, so it's like a chunk of damage. It's kind of cool. I use it for Oki sometimes, mainly the first hit though. But then something crazy happens. This is crazy, by the way. There's spin. See that? See that? That looks to me like it's a straight up ripped off Blue Spark Demo Man from Paul. Am I crazy? Because she doesn't have heat, because she spends it on the heat dash right there. So I'm guessing if you get a clean hit on this string now, it's not just a falling leaf, it's a straight up Demo Man. On a character that has like a good crouch dash, like Paul. So you know how when Paul is close to you and you constantly have to be so scared because he can just like, guess and get half your life bar at any time? Leo doesn't have the Death Fist, but, you don't have bad mids. That's crazy good. That's going to be so powerful. Because it's essentially the low that you have right now, which is already a good and important mix-up tool, unseeable, right? But you're just going to get a big boom boom at the end for a bunch more damage. Again, unless I'm missing something here, but it looks like it even just steals the just frame. Maybe you can only get the shoulder extension if you do a just frame here. I think that would be really cool, There's a little sound effect and it tells you did good. But yeah, what is it with Namco and wanting to put like hell sweeps and demo men on like all the characters now? It really is so aggressive and mixed up focus that it's crazy. Like every new character they've released since like mid Tekken 7 has like this style of like little punishers into stance mix-ups, and the stance has like the counter hit low that may or may not be homing, and then the really fast interruption tool that wall splats, and then a big crushing launcher, and then they all have like a demo man or a hell sweep for like a close range mix-up. Okay, so they're showing you that this move, the down 2, I think it is. Counter it launches, which is good. It's plus on block currently, so it's like a good move. And then we get to see the raid chart. Now, unfortunately, I have already seen this, so you're not going to get my first reaction. I think this is the wackest raid chart pretty much that I've ever seen, and it's hilarious. So let's look at it and laugh at how silly it is. Oh, it's still good. It's still good. Alright, so let's break down the raid chart, which I don't usually do, but this is too good. Okay, so check it out, right? Leo launches Azucena, right? Hits her. But she's right there. You can tell, right? She's right there on the ground in front of Leo with the legs up. So when your opponent is like right there, what do you do if you want to keep comboing them? You pull out your little Batman gun, you fuck off, you like fly around the stage for a little bit, you do a kick that doesn't look like it hurts too much because they didn't give it enough of a sound effect when it comes in. And then you punch them again. While speaking German. The whole shoulder gimmick with Leo, or the shoulder thing, these moves, they look super cool. Just have it be a giant charged shoulder that explodes or whatever, but the fact that, you know, she's right there and you fly away and you come back and she's in that time, because she was lying down, she's standing up now, so she had time to like get up, and she's like, where did, maybe that's what's happening. It's like, oh, where did Leo go, you know? It's like a peekaboo thing, and then you kick them from behind. And some nice Lily moves there at the end. Alright, so overall, fantastic trailer. I mean, this is how excited everybody else has been, I guess, when new characters come out, because they actually, you know, care about the moves and want to use them. I think Leo looks really interesting and fun in the new game. This big step towards the general, this general trend of aggression, you know, small Punisher into mix-up stance, and like big, fast, launch punishable mix-up lows, stuff like that. It's you know, it's just the direction that the game is going, but it at least looks like in that environment, Leia will be able to keep up and do stuff. She can play the new kind of Tekken effectively. It looks really powerful. I love the fact that you have those new combo tools. We're going to be playing around with the key charge stuff when that comes out. So I love this trailer. It doesn't have as much of like the fireworks and all the crazy stuff that we've seen in some of the other new ones. But Leo's just always felt like classic Tekken to me. It's a design that I've always had a lot of love for, and this definitely didn't disappoint. The character obviously looks better than ever, so you know, there you go. Really great trailer, and maybe we'll do one of these every week when these come out if you're interested, so stick around if that sounds good. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.